Republic Act number 9165, an act instituting the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002, repealing Republic Act number 6425, otherwise known as the Dangerous Drugs Act of 1972, as amended, providing funds therefor and for other purposes. Section 1. This act shall be known and cited as the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. It is the policy of the state to safeguard the integrity of its territory and the well-being of its citizens, particularly the youth, from harmful effects of dangerous drugs on their physical and mental well-being, and to defend the same against acts or omissions detrimental to their development and preservation. In view of the foregoing, the state needs to enhance further the efficiency of the law against dangerous drugs, it being one of today's more serious social ills. Section 21. Custody and disposition of confiscated, seized, and/or surrendered dangerous drugs, plant sources of dangerous drugs, controlled precursors and essential chemicals, instruments, paraphernalia, and/or laboratory equipment. The PDEA shall take charge and have custody of all dangerous drugs, plant sources of drugs, dangerous drugs, controlled precursors, and essential chemicals, as well as instruments, paraphernalia, and/or laboratory equipment so confiscated, seized, and/or surrendered for proper disposition in the following manner. Inventory and photography. Immediately after seizure, the police must inventory and photograph the drugs in the presence of the accused or their representative, a DOJ representative, a media representative, and an elected public official, all whom must sign the inventory. B. Submission to forensic lab. The seized items must be turned over to the PDEA Forensic Laboratory within 24 hours for testing. Laboratory report. The forensic chemist must issue a signed certification of test results within 24 hours after receiving the items. Court inspection and instruction. After the case is filed, the court must conduct an ocular inspection within 72 hours, and PDEA must destroy the drugs within 24 hours after that, in the presence of the accused and required witnesses. Representatives' samples must be kept. Certification of destruction. A certain certification of destruction and the retained samples are submitted to the court. Right of the accused to observe. The accused or counsel may observe all proceedings. If they do not appoint a representative, the DOJ will assign a PAO lawyer. Final disposition of their case. After the case ends, the representative samples presented in court must be turned over to PDEA for destruction within 24 hours. Transitory clause. Drugs already in government custody when the law took effect must be destroyed within 24 hours. With court approval, DOH temporarily handled drug custody until PDEA was organized.
People of the Philippines versus Rosel Santiago y Pabalinas. Facts. A buy-bust operation was conducted against Rosel Santiago, who was suspected of selling shabu in Las Piñas City. A police posher buyer approached Santiago and allegedly purchased one heat-sealed plastic sachet of shabu. After the sale, Santiago was arrested. When frisked, she was found with another sachet of suspected shabu. The seized items were turned over to the police investigator, submitted to the crime laboratory, and confirmed to be methamphetamine hydrochloride. Santiago denied the accusations, claiming that she was merely arrested while walking on the street and that the evidence was planted. She argued that the chain of custody on Section 21 on the Republic Act 9165 was not properly followed. Defense of Rosel Santiago y Pabalinas. Rosel Santiago's main defense was denial and allegation of frame-up. Specifically, she claimed she did not sell shabu to the police posture buyer. She was merely walking along the street when the police suddenly arrested her. The police officers planted the drugs on her to make it appear she was involved in illegal drug activities. The seized items did not come from her, and she had no involvement in any drug transaction. She questioned the chain of custody, alleging that the police failed to comply with Section 21 of the Republic Act 9165. Issue: whether Santiago's conviction for illegal sale and illegal possession of shabu should be upheld despite alleged non-compliance with Section 21 of the Republic Act 9165.
Procedural lapse, violation of RA 9165, Section 21, Paragraph A. The police officers failed to present or secure the presence of the required independent witnesses, such as media, DOJ, and elected public official during inventory and photographing. In short, the mandatory insulating witnesses were missing. Why the lapse did not result in acquittal? The court ruled that there was substantial compliance because the police officers reasonably explained the absence of the required witnesses. The chain of custody was still proven to be unbroken through immediate marking, turnover to investigator, submission to crime lab, forensic confirmation, presentation in court. The integrity and identity of the drugs were not compromised. Thus, despite the missing witnesses, the court upheld the conviction.
Ruling: the Supreme Court affirmed the conviction. Substantial compliance with chain of custody. The court held the integrity and evidentiary value of the seized drug were preserved. Although there were procedural lapses and the strict requirements of Section 21, such as the absence of required witnesses during inventory, the police officer sufficiently explained the deviation. What mattered is that very transfer. Seizure, police station, investigator, forensic chemist, court. It was well documented and unbroken. Number 2, valid bypass operation. The court found the police officer testimony to be credible, consistent, and supported by physical evidence. The elements of illegal sale of dangerous drug, Section 5, were all present. Identity of buyer and seller, delivery of shabu, payment with marked money. The elements of illegal possession, Section 11, were also present. Possession, lack of authority, conscious awareness. Santiago claims frame up was weak and substantive. Doctrine, chain of custody rule, RA 9165, Section 21. Strict compliance is deal, but substantial compliance is acceptable if the integrity and identity of drugs are presented. Minor lapses will not automatically result in acquittal unless the accused can show evidence of tampering, switching, or planting. Denial versus positive testimony. Denial and allegation of frame-up cannot prevail over positive identification and consistent testimony from police officer. Disposition. Conviction affirmed. Illegal sale of shabu, Section 5, life imprisonment, and 5,000 fine. Illegal possession of shabu, Section 11, 12 years and 1 day to 14 years, and 300,000 fine.
Was there an alleged violation of RA 7438? The Supreme Court did not find, nor did the accused strongly allege any violation of RA 7438, the law on the rights of the persons under custodial investigation. What RA 7438 protects? RA 74 guarantees right to be informed of rights upon arrest, right to counsel, independent or POW, right to remain silent, probation against coercion, force and intimidation, access to relatives, documentation of waiver of rights. Did Santiago claim a violation of RA 7438? The main defense of Rosalie Santiago was the bypass was fabricated and the drugs were planted, plus an alleged break in the chain of custody under RA 9165. She did not allege that she was denied counsel. She was forced to confess. She was interrogated without her rights read. She was coerced into signing documents. There are types of violations covered RA 7438. Did the Supreme Court discuss RA 7438? No. The decisions does not mention RA 7438 because there was no custodial confession used against her. No statements made by the accused were entered into evidence. The prosecution relied entirely on physical evidence, the drugs, and the testimony of police officers. RA 7438 comes into only when the accused is interrogated or when an extrajudicial confession is used. In this case, there was no confession and no incriminating statement was extracted or used. Therefore, no RA 7438 issue was triggered. In conclusion, there was no alleged or established violation of RA 7438 in this case. The only contested legal issue was compliance with Section 21 of RA 9165 or the chain of custody, which the court ruled was substantially complied with.